M0FXB, welcome back to my videos on the M520D dual bander DMR analog that you can see on the right hand side here. And my actual radio is here, and I've changed the screen to what they call night mode. But anyway, in this video we're going to show you the software. I have downloaded the software from Chierda themselves here, but to be honest with you, it won't run. Luckily, I still have my software from the... So here's my WURUI D300 group, and I've uploaded many files here. And I've even uploaded a small code plug that you're going to see in the rest of this video as well. So go to the files section, the link's in the description under D300 Facebook. Click files, and then the first one you want is this RAR here, the DR380 RAR, okay? Click that and download it. It's the latest version that I can find. It's still, you know, a few years old, but it's better than not being able to use the radio. So download that, you'll get a zip up here, and it looks like this. And then just double click it and run it in the normal way. I mean, I recommend you extract it to a folder, but there it is there. Click, 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 and it will run. And when it opens, it looks like this. Okay. Obviously mine has been populated. So what I did, I went to this file here called the WURUI code plug, click it, and it'll put that in your, it'll give you this, and then you click it again, it puts that in your the same downloads folder. Then back up the software, I went file, open, and then you just go to your downloads, and it's just there, that little file. See there, WURUI, double click it, and don't forget it's going to have my DMR number in there, so you need to change that. Hopefully I'll trust you on that one. And then that's it. Once you've got it in there, I haven't got loads of channels. I've got my channels, settings, couple of zones here. It does do radio, GPS, and the Bluetooth works really well. Even the PTT, I've tested it with this microphone. Let me just show you here. And I've made a video showing it, but I've tested it with this mic. Let me just, I'm going to show you honestly. This microphone here is made by WURUI. Now, I don't actually recommend that it's given the very good audio, but it's just the fact that it does, you know, that it does actually work PTT and audio coming from and receiving from the, you don't have to buy them in green. And I just think that's a real plus that it does that. But it does come with a lovely microphone, this radio. As you can see there, it's like a backlit microphone. It's not plugged in at the moment because we plugged in the programming cable that I purchased. So that's plugged in just here into where the microphone goes. And then so once you've plugged that in there and you've opened up that file that I gave you, you'll be able to go, I'm just going to quickly read from my radio. Read. Up here it says device, then read, click OK. And you can see it's reading and writing, no problem at all. And it's quite fast as well. And you can see the radio is now saying PC as well. So no problem with reading and writing. I just found that when I was tinkering with it the other day on the D300, I just found that the zones didn't have names. So for example, if we go to my hotspot zone, yeah, there's no names. So I just found it a bit confusing when to move channels into zones. Now, if you go to the actual channels, they are numbered. So you got it like, look, let's say number 17 is 1454750. So you go back into zones and click here. If I click 17 and put that here and then go in, that is going to be in there. But it's just a shame that it doesn't give you the name of the channel, because if you go into the actual channel name, sorry, let me just move all this out of the way. So I didn't realize that was in the way then, so I'll just move that out of the way like so. Let me just show you that again. So if you go to channel, you got 17. You know, pick one. Obviously you can load hundreds of channels. Channels you put into zones so they're easy to find. So on the radio you would go to, say, my hotspot zone, and only these channels here, these 9 channels will be in that zone, let's call it group, you know, my hotspot. And then you've got repeaters and channels. At the moment there's nothing in repeaters. So if we go to number 2, this is empty. These channels here in the middle are every single channel on the radio. So to put a channel in, say my repeater zone, if we go back to channels, and you can add your repeater, let's add one here. So we'll go 145.750 GB3 Bravo Charlie, that is. We just need to change the transmit to a 1 because there's a 600 kilohertz shift. It's an analog channel and we don't need transmit on receive, but we need transmit CTCSS on transmit. So power's there as well. CTCSS encode is the transmit. So you just change that to 94.8 and you've added a repeater and you can put your name in here. Look, so capital letters GB3 Bravo Charlie. Now, if I pick out another couple of repeaters here, we've got number 2, number 3. Let's do 2, 3, 4, and 17 and 18. So we go back to zones, go to repeaters, and if I click 2 and send it in there, 3, you can keep pressing 4, and then 17, 18. In that zone, in that zone now, you're going to have those 5 channels, whatever it is, 4, 5 channels. See the way it works now? You know how to create channels, but you do need to get your DMR number in there. So we go back to basic settings here. So basic information, it seems to just keeping that blank. Don't we know why? Settings. Let's go here. I'm just making sure you can see what I'm doing. Here is a DMR number, which we've done. There's no password. Voice announcement, English. We've got squelch. Relay transmission. I don't know what that is. Battery save, digital, volume level, sort of preset. So it goes up to 8. Let's put it about 4. And you can tell it what to boot up on, which I really like, yeah? So if you look here, you can tell it to boot up on my hotspot on the A band, and I can choose an actual zone. So let's choose my hotspot. And on the B band, let's have a look. My B band, I'm going to go repeaters on the B band, and my hotspot on the A band. And then transmit busy, just normal status there. Key log, I'm just looking at everything that it has. BDR, what's that? GPS is ticked. VFOB, you can ask it to show you the name or the frequency or just the channel number. And I'm just going to tick these. I'm not sure why you need to tick them. I'm going to tick them anyway. Working frequency, A or B, and then backlight continuous. So I think that's okay. And then close that. Let's go to default. This is a whole SMS messaging thing. Okay. So I'm just going to put, not that I'm going to use it, but hello, ham tech. Why not, eh? Get that in there. We talked about zones, scan groups. So I've never used scan groups, but you can create scan groups, give them a name, and then put channels in there. So if I just put call this one my scan, and I've never done that at all. And then if I just put every single channel in there, when I scan, it should scan, only allows you 16. Okay, fair enough. It should scan that. Contacts, again, this is really important. So you hit contacts, double click the word contacts, and this is where you're adding the talk groups you want to put into each channel. So I've got 92350 worldwide. You name them here. The number is the most important thing. 23526 is actually hubnet, so I'm going to put that in there. Hubnet 4000, and then really that should be private. Group core is the ones you normally use. Talk group 92350 2351. These can have names, so we can call them local. These are names that are known in the DMR world. This one's called chat. 2351 is it's CQ UK really, or chat 1. And then hubnet. And really, if we want to add another one, just go add. And if it's a group core, a popular one is, let's go, trying to think now. Let's just go 2353, which is chat 3. So the number is what matters, 2353. Just imagine the number is like a phone number. Your DMR number is basically like a phone number, chat 3. And let's add a private one. We're going to go add, but this time we're going to add private. Private is an individual person, but I'm going to use it as a disconnect because disconnect, and then that number is 4000. Now I'm going to add it. Oh, is it already? It's already in there. Even though I've set it as a private, it's still recognizing it as a duplicate. So let's do it. Let's try echo. I don't know if this will work. I'm just going to put in 9990. There is an echo test on DMR. So you get the idea. You can add up. Yeah. Now it does allow you to import and export, but I don't have a file to do that. Okay. So we can close that down. Address book. Now this is where you would be importing all your millions and millions of contacts. Address book. Okay. Read address, write address. So if you go import, see if I can find one. There's one here. This is the recent one here. Now it might load. I don't think it will load, but it might load. So you can see it's filling the list up there. And then what we're going to do, even if it fails, we're just going to send all this to the radio, and then you can just tinker and see how you get on with it. I mean, you're talking 200,000 contacts, and this radio was probably designed to hold 50. Okay, it says success, but look, it's blank. There's nothing there. Anyway, let's write it to the radio. So we're going to go device write. Click OK. And it's writing fine. Cool, that was quick. Still showing me that it's doing it, so I don't know if it did anything. So we'll give it a go, and then we go to memory mode. There's all our, just make it bigger. Change channel with either the mic or just going through like so. There's all our channels. I go menu, and then up and down with the channel button, zone, menu, zone list. There's my repeaters one. Let's choose it. It says it's empty, so it didn't even put it in there. So I will keep playing though, don't get me wrong. I felt like that didn't load properly. Probably because of that, us trying to, load up the address book. So let me just quickly look at the channels. And let's just try and write that one last time. Right, and then we'll end the video and have a play. It's not the software that's designed for the radio. Doesn't want to go in there. Yeah, so I feel like there's no point trying to load the full CSV files on there. There's just no point, is there? Thanks for watching. Bye for now. 7-3.